Morning, gang. Ray and I are back around the breakfast table with a guest this morning. Justin Haigh is in with us. Justin, I got questions, obviously, a ton of questions. I want to talk a little bit about your new single, and I want to talk about the video. The video was done by a guy that a lot of us know that we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that you know him.
Exactly right. He's shot a ton of videos for artists like Brian Paisley,
James Taylor, Miranda Lambert, Faith Hill, the list goes on and on.
Jim Shea's, when he was here in the Outer Banks to shoot Waiting on a Woman with Brian Paisley and Andy Griffith, I think it was he was like 10 deep on Brian Paisley videos at the time, and that's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Video of the year, though.
Exactly.
It must have been the location.
That's all it was.
I'm pretty sure.
On your next video, come here and shoot it.
There you go.
Guaranteed video of the year.
Yeah. And we'll see if we can pull Andy out and get him to come and to be part of the video. And then you're set.
That'd be tough, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That's all it takes.
That'd be pretty tight.
That would
with Andy Griffith in your video.
Yeah, you got Andy just lives up the road here. Please, we can go knock on his door. It may not do us any good. We'll go knock on the door.
We might go away in handcuffs, but I did that in my last video, so it's like.
Tell us a little bit about how the single came about.
We were just sitting around visiting, me and some of my friends, and I don't even remember how the conversation come up, but I just cracked a joke about, yeah, well, all my best friends are behind bars or something, and then somebody goes, well, that'd be a great song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you write it then, or just pieces, parts?
I wrote most of it. I kind of put that intro thing on later, right. But yeah, I wrote most of it right then, pretty fast.
Now I want to know what as a songwriter, what is your technique? I mean, what is your songwriting technique? Just so when something pops up in your head like that.
I have no idea. No, it's different for every song. Sometimes I'll have an idea and it'll take me weeks, maybe even months, to like polish it or try and figure out the direction I really want it to go. How to say, kind of like now, how to say what I'm trying to say. Trimming fat. Just say as much as you can with as few words as you can. Other times it's just like, boom, there's a song, and it just comes out, and you just tweak it a little bit, and it's done. I mean, I don't have to have very much polishing on it, but that's rare. I mean, that doesn't happen a lot.
How many times have you started out with an idea for a song and thought it's going to go in one direction, and then it's switched and
almost every time.
Really?
Yeah, I'll hear something, I'll go, man, that'd be a great hook, and it'll end up being like just kind of a catchy line.
Really?
Instead of the hook.
Yeah. Now, do you do it? Do you write stuff down on paper, throw it on a bar napkin, put it in a pocket, or do you just tuck it back and go, that'll come back?
That's more like it. I'm not that organized. I'm not even organized enough to put it on a bar napkin.
Right on the back of someone else's hand. Let me see your hand for a minute.
There you go.
I'm going to call you in a week. Don't forget what I wrote down. You want to play it for us?
Sure. I'll do that. All my best friends are behind bars. Philosophers and poets and songwriters too have told stories through the ages about what friends can do to you. Their envy and betrayal drive a man to drink or land a man in jail, and that is why I think all of my best friends are behind bars. Sometimes we take things a bit too far. I don't mean they're a bad man. Please don't take it wrong when I say all of my best friends are behind bars. Spent the better part of my adult life fighting with best friends and arguing with wives, trying to convince some judge I'm just misunderstood. Then a bartender showed me the secret to life is a smooth sipping whiskey and a handful of ice. Since then it's all been downhill, yeah, life is good. And that's why all of my best friends are behind bars. Sometimes we take things a bit too far. No, but most of them are top shelf, which makes me a little higher my own self. That's why all of my best friends are behind bars. Jim and Jack, they helped me through hard times. Me and Jose, we partied till sunrise. Johnny Walker helps me walk the line. That's why all my best friends are behind bars. Sometimes we take things a bit too far. No, but most of them are top shelf, which makes me a little higher my own self. That's why all of my best friends are behind bars. I don't mean they're bad men. Please don't take it wrong when I say all of my best friends are behind bars.
Very nice.
That's the AM version.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, yeah, you wrote that song, sat around chatting with some buddies, and
Yeah.
that line kind of
Pretty much.
came along that way. I hear some in your voice. It reminds me of Tracy Lawrence.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
You-
I've heard that a couple
Heard that
times.
once or
Yeah.
twice. Yeah.
After a long week, sometimes I hear Gary Allen. I get a little more
Yeah.
Yeah,
raspy.
the scratchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Who growing up? Who'd you listen to? I mean, was it
Man, that's
country
tough.
influence?
It was pretty much all country growing up. It was, I mean, later, you know, I've listened to obviously, you know, Metallica stuff like that. But as a young kid, it was Jimmy Rogers, Hank Williams, Waylon Jennings, Merle, a lot of Merle and George. Yeah, definitely Willie Nelson. I mean, it was definitely a country household. George Strait.
Yeah.
Now listening to Waylon and Willie and George and folks like that growing up, the natural progression of country music has gone more towards the pop or the AC side.
Sure.
Is that something you're comfortable with? Is that
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it always has. In my eyes, I look back at, you know, I hear people say, "Oh, it's pop country" or whatever. It kind of makes sense to me. It's always followed that kind of. You know, Waylon come out, him and Jesse Coulter and Willie and Tom Paul. You know, they come out with "Wanted the Outlaws" and you know, disco beat.
exactly?
You know,
Yeah.
and first ever platinum country album. You know,
Yeah.
the Acuff Rose, all that stuff. You know, they
Right.
kind of said, I don't think that'll work. You know, and it's always kind of been that way until it works, and then it works.
Yeah, you'll never know. It's kind of
Sure.
like when you know, Ray Charles decided he was going to do a country album.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really fun, yeah.
Ronnie Millsap. I mean, that was about as pop as it gets, man, and I love that stuff. It.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a more of a traditionalist. I like country, but I like the other stuff too. I listen to everything, so it doesn't really matter. This is what I do. Other people do other things. You know, it's.
Yeah. Now, do you think you know, had we if we were in a time now where people were coming on like Skinner and folks like that, this would be their genre. It would-
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
The
definitely.
Eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of steel guitar and big
Yeah.
harmonies and stuff. I mean, that's today's country.
Yeah.
Now, looking across the list of the host of things that you're involved in, and that you know, where folks can find you and connect with you.
Mhm.
What do you get the most mileage out of as far as social? Is it
Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it kind of
Facebook.
Always Facebook.
Yeah. Looking through the album here, what's your favorite cut off that album?
Oh man, that'd be like picking a favorite kid.
Is
You
it?
know,
Yeah.
it's hard to.
Hard to learn, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I like the single. I wrote that. You know, some of the I didn't write every song on the album, obviously, and we had man, we had a plethora of songs that were pitched to us out of Nashville, and one of my favorites is a song called "Is It Still Cheatin'?" It was a collaboration between Jamie Johnson, Randy Houser, and Jared Neiman, and it's as country as it gets. It's like a George Jones tune, you know.
Yeah.
I really like that personally.
When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the album. We'll talk about your new single. We'll talk about those three guys who do a lot of work that people don't realize that they spend an awful lot of time together. We'll talk more about that. The guy's name is Justin Haigh. You can find him at w.justinhaigh.com.